Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla, March 25th, 2020, from Genesis chapter 44. The Lion of Judah comes forth. Joseph's brothers were about to head home with the food that they had purchased from Egypt. Before they left, however, Joseph has the food loaded, which is good, and the money that they were going to use to buy for the food loaded in each brother's sacks. But for Benjamin, Joseph also had added the silver cup. After they left, Joseph then sends people after them. Sounds like a setup. Sounds like another test. It is. But out of this strange situation comes a glimmer of hope for the entire world. After Joseph's men catch up with the brothers, there is a time of checking the sacks. The accusation? Someone has stolen the silver cup. The brothers all deny stealing. They know they didn't. Let's pick up the account in Genesis chapter 44, beginning with verse 9. Whichever of your servants is found with it shall die, and we also will be my Lord's servants. He said, Let it be as you say, he who is found with it shall be my servant, and the rest of you shall be innocent. Then each man quickly lowered his sack to the ground, and each man opened his sack. And he searched, beginning with the eldest and ending with the youngest, and the cup was found in Benjamin's sack. Now Judah steps forward. First, Judah recognizes his guilt. We pick this up from Genesis chapter 44, verse 16. And Judah said, What shall we say to my Lord? What shall we speak? Or how can we clear ourselves? God has found out the guilt of your servants. Behold, we are my Lord's servants, both we and he also in whose hand the cup has been found. Judah continues and offers himself as a substitute for Benjamin. We pick this up in verse 33. Now therefore, please let your servant remain instead of the boy as a servant to my Lord, and let the boy go back with his brothers. What Judah doesn't know yet is that through his children will come King David, but more importantly, Jesus the Christ. That promise will soon be delivered to Judah as this account continues. Here, we begin to see in Judah what Judah's future offspring, the Christ, will do. For this is exactly what Jesus the Christ does for us. We pick this up from the Gospel of St. John, chapter 1, verse 29. The next day he, John the Baptist, saw Jesus coming toward him and said, Behold the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world. Jesus becomes that substitute for us. Jesus dies on the cross because of our guilt. We call this substitutional atonement, where Jesus substitutes himself, paying the cost for our guilt. For Jesus does not want to see us suffer and die, just like Judah didn't want to see Benjamin suffer, but to return home with his family. So Christ gives himself up for us. So we realize that God does not delight in the pain and discomfort of this present world. Christ wants us to return to our family, to be with God. So Christ gives himself for the world to save and deliver the world into a new and better life. Because this battle of Jesus, defeating sin, death, and the devil, was a costly struggle, the prophet Hosea then coins a term for the title of the Messiah from Hosea chapter 5, verse 14. He describes the Messiah like a young lion to the house of Judah. Jesus is the Lion of Judah, and you get a glimpse of this here in Genesis chapter 44. Join me tomorrow as Joseph finally reveals who he really is. God's peace and many blessings be with you.